Happy Thursday. Sometimes, you have to, go on a rant. Sometimes things can be explained with enormous simplicity. So, I got a lot of energy to give to other things today, so I'm going to give limited energy to this video. So, that's just the way it is today. So, check this out. And I've gone over this before, and it's rather elementary, but, we have to just keep bringing it up because that's just what we do. So, if things aren't working out for you, you're probably not giving of yourself enough. I've been there, man, and when I had the most money in my life, when I had the most money, when I was, clocking dollars, having it my way, buying this, buying that, feeling it, not feeling it from a perspective of, like thinking I'm better than anyone or anything. It's just, I worked a very hard job and I earned, I had to earn my money. So I was just thinking, well, hey, this is, I'm supposed to be living if I'm going through, if I'm putting my body through all this crazy stuff just to make money. So I was, I was having it my way, but during that period of time, I was giving, the least of myself, like energy-wise, to other people. I was just like going to work. I work all day, and like I said, I was very limited in my output for other people. Because you're doing your job or whatever, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just, like, okay, what can I do for my friends? What can I do for my family? And I've talked about this before. That's the reason why I say, you gotta go crazy on some of these topics sometime, because, they come up in my life. People are always, analyzing and trying to figure out, well, why can't my habits get under control? And, what I like to tell people is, I got to where I was at mentally because of failure, mistakes, and also I got to my mindset because I was able to bridge the gap between things that had no relevance when it comes to each other, but they, gave me the ability to make connections between like two things and see where those two things could be combined for this other thing, like thought process wise. So, it's very difficult to it's very difficult to explain. I'm sure that someone, on the scientific cutting edge, someone smarter than me could explain it very well, but that, I can only explain it the best way that I can. But, if you're giving, then, the energy surrounding you is better. Especially, as I always say, and you have to like remember this. This is like what the video really is all about. Today, this is what my main thought was. Like, this was the one, here it is. It was, it was like speaking to me like crazy. When you do this stuff, you have to be genuine. You can't, you can't just be doing this stuff because you want to like gain something. You have to be trying to help people and do stuff for people because you just want to do that. It can't be like this whole thing. And that's the reason why, in a way, it's kind of like, oh, making these videos, if you don't explain that part, then people just think, oh, I gotta get out here and, go start helping people and then expect that they're gonna give back to me. No. You can't do that, because that's the thing. You're gonna give stuff to people that aren't gonna give a thing back to you. You're gonna give stuff to people or do things for people that aren't gonna care. That's the failure part. Been there, done that. You are gonna get, there's gonna be people that are gonna hammer you. There are gonna be people that are going to step all over you. good people don't have it easy. I'm sorry. You know, if it doesn't end up that way for you, that's, you know, that ultimately that's what I want. I'm just only speaking from experience. But for me to go out and give of myself again after getting hammered was a very, very hard, you know, choice. But you know, everything was pointing at like, oh, you know, in my heart and in my mind, I was thinking, you know, like, well, that's naturally who you are. You've always been that person. So even though you've been burned, you got to get back out there and, you know, just be who you are. And, you know, and that's hard. That's the reason why I like giving the majority of my time to kids. And that's the reason why, you know, if you listen to my other video and I said, well, I don't really do peers very often. You know, I have a few peers, but mainly I do mentors and people that I help like kids. I mean, you know, that's one of the reasons why, you know, and it's not that I, you know, sit around like, oh, you know, I don't want any peers, you know, I don't want any friends, you know, I don't, you know, that's not, you know, I formulated my life in such a way where I grieved, and then I said, okay, how can we compartmentalize things in such a way where I got to deal with less of this and deal with more of this? And I said, okay, well, these are the friends I have. I need to be nurturing those relationships with those friends. Let's focus on those friends who've been in my life and lower the number of acquaintances. And let's focus a lot of my time on like giving to kids. So if you compartmentalize your life like that and you say, okay, you know, I'm not gonna be at the bar, I'm not gonna be hanging around with people wasting time, you know, I could spend that time like at the Boys and Girls Club, or I could spend that time volunteering as a tutor, or I could spend that time reading at a school, or doing public talks or something to kids, you know, helping out the kids, you know, or coaching a sport. You know, I'm not going to spend my time, my personal time or my extra time, you know, engaging with, you know, peers. You know, it's called a life choice. But back to the meat. You have to be doing it because that's really what you want to do in your heart. You can't be doing it because you have like this like business strategy of, you know, the numbers show that we need to be more socially responsible, so you know that's what we do. You know, we're a robot. The numbers say, you know, we have to be good, so now we be good. That you can't do that. That's a waste of your time. That is going to render you looking foolish. And I bring this up all the time. People can tell when you're fake, man. It's just the people that are willing to like, you know, you should always go through your life as if people are smart around you. See, that's like one of my problems. My friends are always like, you know, I have a few friends that are always like, man, you know, you always got to remember that people aren't as smart as you. Man, you know, it's like, you know, I want to treat people like they're intelligent, man. That's just the way that it is. You know, it's like, you know, that's one of the things I learned, you know, especially like in school, was, you know, you can't treat people like they're stupid, man, because you may be fake and they're just sitting there, yeah, okay. You know, and you know, people play along because they just don't want to be confrontational these days. You know, especially up here, you know, people are passive aggressive. I've been passive aggressive. You know, it was a mistake. I don't think it's something that I, you know, that I want to ever do again. But there were times where I wanted to be passively aggressive to get ahead. You know, in hobby, in a hobby, I'm not gonna say which one it is. People that know me know which one it is. And you know, and I just kind of like, you know, it wasn't myself. You know, just kind of like, oh, you know, things bother me, and I was just kind of, haha, you know. And I really wanted to be like, you know, why am I here? You know, these people, you know, they're nuts. That's what I really wanted to do, but I didn't do it because I wanted to get ahead. Big mistake, you know. And I learned from that. You know, always be who you are. And that flows right into this. Working up on 10 minutes here. I'm about to end it, but you know, that flows right into this. Be who you are. Do good for other people because you really want to do good, not to get stuff back, not to gain financially, not to be a socially responsible company. Do it because you want to be a good human being. Be who you really are. If you're a piece of crap, you shouldn't even be listening to this video. Because I'm not about that. I'm about good to others, good to yourself, good health, you know, eating clean foods, taking care of yourself, raw, nutritious, fruits and vegetables every day, no meat, protein through vegetable and bean sources, good to your body, good health, happy life. Happy Thursday.